What was your last UFC? Which was the last one that you actually did?
Was UFC Japan. And the funny story is that I had been talking to Andy Anderson down in Texas. And Andy owned a bunch of strip clubs. And he became very close to Bob Meyerowitz. Bob eventually paid for a lawyer to help him with that prosecution, which put him in federal prison for 35 years. And Andy had told me, you know, in June or July of 1997, my non-compete had expired. I could now go out and start a new show. Now, I had been working for 2.5 years at that point as the matchmaker booker after we sold the UFC to Semaphore, but now my non-compete expired. And I had people coming to me saying, you know, it isn't sanctioned everywhere yet, obviously, but would you be interested in starting another show? Andy Anderson down in Texas said to me, I got a lot of big Texas millionaires that would like to put money into you. And he said, I have a funny feeling McCarthy would follow you. He would come over there as the referee. So the true story is that a number of people who were writing a book, in fact, I think I've got the copy of the book here in my office. One of them had been talking to Joe Silva, and Joe had heard something from Andy Anderson. Andy, I think, was real close to Bob Meyerowitz and finally said to Bob, I've got a copy of a plan that Art has written. So by December of 1997, Bob said to me, finish up the whole booking of the Japan show, which was, again, Frank Shamrock versus Kevin Jackson. Great bout. But one of my favorites, Frank Shamrock. A lot of charisma, guys. And, but after that show, he said, I don't want you to come to Japan. I knew what was up. I knew somehow that people had probably gotten him and said, Art is probably looking at doing another show. My non-compete. Yeah. In January, Bob calls me up and said, Art, it's time for you to go, isn't it? I said, yes, it is. And right about that same time, I got a call from Kazuyoshi Ishii, who owned K1, and he hired me to bring K1 to the Mirage in 98. So that was the end. The last UFC for me was UFC Japan, December of 1997.